Getting involved politically. We always encourage our listeners, you want to make a change, run for office.
Yeah.
Why not? Good morning, Amy Jacobson here. John Anthony in
Hello.
for Dan Proft. Thanks for making it through the cold weather to
Oh,
get here today.
And it was cold. I
Oh,
felt it
it's
as
so
soon as I walked
cold.
out this morning.
Oh, the hobo ride. You got to warm up the hobo ride. So, all right, thanks for coming in. And we have a big show, as always. Whenever you're here, there's lots of news. We might go to war. Joe Biden wants a war, because he needs that right now to reset his presidency, right?
Almost every Democrat president does it, right?
And then we'll talk about even journalists have a patron saint. Did you know that? Oh, boy.
No.
Lord help us. But now we welcome back to the program Jed Davis. He's board president of Parkview Academy in Yorkville and candidate for state representative of the 75th Illinois District. Good morning, Jed. How are you?
Good morning. Great.
Hey, good morning,
Thank you
buddy.
for having me.
Yeah, so Parkview Academy, we had you on before because you were defying the mask mandates, correct?
Yeah, we are. We're the land of the free. Imagine that we want to give parents the choice to actually decide how to raise up their children.
Yeah.
Well, how is COVID? Have you had an influx of cases, or have you?
No, in fact, I heard John say earlier, because we're good friends with Pastor Randy over at the church and school that he had mentioned, and having zero incidents with COVID, we've had very minimal, nothing of anything to write home about. So
There you go.
we are letting parents really be parents and make those medical decisions for their kids. Consult with your doctor. And when you guys feel that it's best to either return to school or just kind of continue with life, then that is the decision that rests with them, as we've done for, decades.
Yeah. And Jed, I was telling Amy down there where we live, because I don't live too far from Jed. Jed actually is running for the seat that I once occupied.
Oh, you mean
75th.
the seat?
The seat. Yeah,
Wow.
the
DC.
seat.
Well, who's the incumbent? Who's got the seat right now?
I'll let you say it, Jed.
Is it a Republican or a Democrat?
It's a Republican.
It is a Republican out of Morris.
Okay. And why do you want to kick him? What is he doing wrong?
He, as we all kind of had angst through this whole process, and especially living in Illinois, you kind of turn to, who's my elected official, and how can they help me combat what the governor is doing and others are doing? So I went and started having a dialogue with this individual and looking at the track record, and it is like the complete opposite from my gut and core beliefs as an individual. So extremely frustrated with that, and one of the ways to fix that is obviously throw your hat in the ring and head down to Springfield and more or less oust him, so that
Right, but
you
it's
can
hard
kind of have
to
a seat for freedom.
Yeah, it's hard to unseat an incumbent, though. What are you hearing from constituents?
It is, but it's a unique year. The maps got redrawn. We've got a lot of momentum. The Parkview case helped a lot from a name recognition standpoint.
Yeah.
And people are they're frustrated, right? These are the communities of Sandwich, Yorkville. They're small home, small town communities that have a lot of pride, but they are fed up with Cook County and them bleeding into their territory. So they're
And Jed, I don't mean to cut
hungry
you
for-
off, Jed, but
Yeah, go ahead.
the district has become a lot redder too. It's
Oh, yeah,
added
for
it's
sure.
added a ton more Republicans and
Really?
conservative Republicans to that district. And I think when the incumbent now, when you vote for things like the ERA, the tax, you basically the gas tax, I think people are fed up and want somebody to be a leader. And I think that's one of the reasons why Jed Davis is running as well.
Well, is your state rep now? Is he challenged Pritzker at all? Why is all these Republican state reps and state senators letting Pritzker walk all over them?
Yeah, I have
They're
no
cowards.
Why aren't they
idea.
fight? Why aren't they
they're
fighting back? These
cowards.
emergency orders. We've been doing this for 24 months now.
Yeah.
2 years straight of emergency orders.
Yeah, they're cowards.
And
Yep.
is that it?
They're cowards. And people, Pritzker's been down to that area a few times, and said glowingly things about the current guy that's there right now. So I think
Who's
I-
a
I-
Republican?
he's a Republican.
And he's making glowing comments about
Pritzker did, yeah.
Why?
Well, they
To
work
keep him
well.
in his
They
back
work well
pocket?
together.
Oh.
Which listen, I've been down there. You tend to have to work with a Democrat governor. But when you start voting for things that your constituents don't want, and you're not challenged by it, I think, Jed, would you say that's one of the motivating factors as to why you ran?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And where I've been really frustrated, okay, Springfield's a train wreck, and it's going to take a while to reclaim that. But there's been nothing locally. Like, there's all these aggravated parents, and there's just a lot of frustration. And the elected officials are just absent. Like, where are they shoulder to shoulder with the mom and dad at the school board meeting or at the front door of the hospital? Or you can really impact change locally if you'll show up and truly represent the people that you've been elected to represent.
Now, is there anybody now that you're backing for governor of Illinois? Both you and John Anthony. I'll start with you first, Jeb.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I'm really good friends with Darren. I'm good friends with John too, but good friends with Darren Bailey. He's been a great asset to me. So I really appreciate his support, just kind of coaching me through the process, and just kind of giving me advice off of the radar. So great friend, and I think he'd make a great governor.
And what about you, John Anthony?
I'll never tell.
Oh, are you one of those?
Yeah.
Are you going to vote for Mancow?
Oh,
Is it independent?
No, I don't vote for independents.
No. Okay, you don't vote. All right, so
No.
you're going to vote for a Republican, but you're not going to.
If we had everybody as independent, that personally, I wish every office has to run as an independent.
Why?
No Republican, no Democrat, because I think the conservative message would win out should that happen. That's just my belief, because I think so many people get blind by the D, the R, But if everybody had to run as independents and they actually had to work candidates, I think we see a different Illinois. I think we see a different America.
Well, now, Jed, for those of us who don't know you, tell us about yourself. Family. What do you like to do for fun?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got 4 kids, ages 18 all the way down. She just turned 5 yesterday, so I kind of got the whole gamut. Been married 21 years to my high school sweetheart, and just love life, right? Love to get outdoors, do a lot of trap shooting. Love my local community. I live in Newark. I've lived there essentially my entire life, and just want to see it, be normal again.
I know, but I mean, is that ever going to happen?
I think so.
I mean, they just came out with the dirtiest cities in America, and of course, Chicago's up there in the top 10, and the taxes are just insane. And we're letting homeless people pop up, encampments popping up everywhere in the city.
Yeah.
And I know you're not in the city, but whatever happens in Chicago and Cook
It
County,
affects
as you mentioned,
everybody
it affects everybody in the whole state.
Mm-hmm. So, Jed, I got a question for you. Will you be voting for the rules of the House of Chris Welch's rules? And who will you be voting for Speaker? Should you get elected?
Yeah, that's a great question. But yeah, it's insane down there. I can tell you one thing I won't be voting for is things like doubling gas tax and voting to kick Republican reps off the floor for not wearing a mask, which the current incumbent has done.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Really?
Yeah.
What else has he done?
Oh, I'll let Jed talk that.
Jed?
Oh, took $20,000 from Adam Kinzinger, so that probably tells you everything you need to know about where he sits politically. Gave free health care to inmates, gave voting rights to non-citizens, he removed the federal protection for women, that equal rights thing that John had mentioned, really has restricted Second Amendment rights, and the American Conservative Union rated him at 52.8% for a conservative scale, if that
And he's a
there's a big
Republican?
F in my book. Yeah,
And he's a Republican.
he is a Republican.
Okay, well,
correct.
for more information, where can we go to help out for your campaign?
Yeah, you can go to Jed for Freedom. That's JEDFOR, freedom.com. And we're all there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, the whole deal. But look us up, check us out. We have an office in Yorkville. Would love to meet anyone at any time. We're an open door, open book. All
right, JED4freedom.com. That's FOR, not the number 4. JED4freedom.com. Jed Davis, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, Jed.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
The Lou Dobbs Financial Report is brought to you by Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Unilever planning big job cuts. Coal shares surge on buyout rumors. They're counting the votes today at Biscuit World.